director James Gunn, who of course is in charge of DC Studios right now and building up the DCU, was recently asked about the status of Guardians of the Galaxy 4, whether he's heard anything about directors, if he's been involved at all, and what the future holds for the team and where he left them at the end of Guardians 3. Okay, let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4. Everybody should understand that James Gunn, under no circumstance, will direct this film. I know there's still people out there that believe he's like a turncoat traitor who's gone over to sabotage the DCU, and then he's going to just, like, I guess, walk back, quit midway or something, and do Guardians 4. Whatever crazy conspiracy theories you guys got out there, sure, go with them. In reality, he's not legally going to be allowed to do this, and he can't unless, well, WB closes shop with the DCU and gets rid of him. That, of course, could happen. So recently, he was straight up asked about the whole directing prospect and what the future of the Guardians holds. He says where he left them is exactly where he wanted to leave the Guardians franchise and what Marvel Studios was happy with. He said he's talked to Kevin. Kevin and him get along. And he says, although I am gone, he would love for the Guardians to continue to live on with current members and or new members that he has no idea about because, again, he's not involved. And he says as long as Kevin Feige is involved, he trusts that the Guardians brand is going to be taken care of. So yeah, obviously James Gunn can't do anything anymore. He will still obviously be credited when some of these characters show up in places and things like that because he created it, just like Zack Snyder continued to get credit for the DCEU films long after he was gone, and how Stan Lee got credited with characters he never created or even knew about, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, for example, right? He literally didn't know who they were when people asked him about the movie getting announced. He was like, I've never heard of them. Who are they? It's just how it goes. That's the business. The reality of it is, James Gunn did the trilogy. He did a special. He helped with the Avengers. But now he's out. And obviously, they're going to look for somebody else. James Gunn might have suggested somebody to them. Or maybe he will. We don't know. But we're going to see the Guardians again. They obviously opened the doorway to a Guardians 4. And my hope is, take it in a new direction. Don't copy James Gunn. Do a new take on Guardians, just like the comics. Every couple years, ever since their inception, they've been reinvented completely from the ground up. And I think it's time to go maybe a little bit more serious with the Guardians. I'm not saying, oh, Man of Steel, brooding, dark, all this. I'm just saying a little bit more serious like some of the comics. Just, there's something there that you can play around with and still give us a Guardians film that tackles some darker things, much like the third film, which I absolutely love, and I believe still is in my top MCU films and honestly favorite Guardians film.